If you think belly fat is just extra weight, hear me out. That layer you see on the outside is only half the story. The real danger is visceral fat, the deep, unseen fat packed inside your midsection, wrapped tightly around your organs. This is the stuff that can quietly choke your metabolism and push you toward a list of chronic diseases you can't see. We're talking type 2 diabetes, fatty liver, stroke, or even a heart attack. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the 2 silent mechanisms that make visceral fat extremely dangerous. And at the end, I'll give you 3 simple fixes you can start today to shrink it for good. Stick around because this will change how you see fat forever. First, let's get one thing straight. Not all fat is created equal. The fat on your hips or glutes is like a calm, quiet savings account. It's out of the way. But the fat in your midsection, that's different. Here, your body's most vital organs, your liver, pancreas, intestines, are all fighting for space. Your body doesn't want to store fat there. Why? Because compressing the organs you need to survive is a terrible idea. That's why, before menopause, women naturally store more fat around their hips and thighs, and the body literally reserves the midsection for a baby. After menopause, that protection fades and belly fat often creeps in. Now, there are 2 silent dangers of visceral fat. Number 1, the swelling of fat cells. Fat on your hips or other body parts usually grows by making more small fat cells, a process called hyperplasia. But belly fat grows by swelling the same cells much, much bigger. We call that hypertrophy. Picture each cell like a water balloon that just keeps stretching. When a belly fat cell swells 10 to 20 times its original size, its outer membrane is pushed to the limit. It can't take any more orders to store fat, so it fights back by becoming insulin resistant. Insulin is the signal to store fat, so by resisting it, the cell is trying to stop more fat from being pushed in. But here's the nasty twist. Despite high insulin from a modern high-carb diet, these overgrown cells start leaking fatty acids back out into your bloodstream. You get a metabolic mismatch your body never wanted. High insulin, which should mean fat storage, and high free fatty acids, which should only show up when insulin is low, like when you're fasting. That mismatch is a massive red flag for metabolic chaos. Problem number 2, as these cells swell, they literally push themselves away from the tiny capillaries that deliver oxygen and nutrients. Cells need to live close to capillaries to survive. When belly fat cells swell and drift too far, they get oxygen starved and basically start suffocating. To survive, they release a toxic cocktail of pro-inflammatory proteins that ignite inflammation throughout your body because some of these proteins promote the growth of new capillaries. The result? Not just local trouble. System-wide insulin resistance starts spreading, affecting your liver, your muscles, and even your brain. This is why the location of fat matters more than the total amount. 2 people with the same scale weight can have completely different health outcomes because their fat storage patterns are different. Many Asian populations, for example, tend to increase fat by making existing fat cells bigger, called hypertrophy, which can raise risks for fatty liver, hypertension, and type 2 diabetes, even at a lower body weight. Meanwhile, many Caucasian bodies tend to increase fat by creating new fat cells called hyperplasia, which spreads fat more evenly and often comes with a lower metabolic risk for the same total fat mass. Put it all together, oversized belly fat cells are a ticking time bomb. They leak fatty acids, they resist insulin, they starve for oxygen, and they pump out inflammatory signals. That combination drives insulin resistance, which is the soil for type 2 diabetes, PCOS, high triglycerides, high blood pressure, heart attack, stroke, cognitive decline, erectile dysfunction, and the list goes on. This is why visceral fat isn't a cosmetic issue. It's a cardiometabolic risk living right under your skin. So, how do we actually shrink these problem cells and reverse the signals? Here are 3 simple fixes you can start today. Fix number 1. Lower the insulin noise. Your fat cells swell under chronic high insulin, so we quiet the insulin signal with 2 simple moves. First, time your eating. Start with a simple 16-8 intermittent fasting window. Skip breakfast and eat all your meals within an 8-hour window. This simple act of giving your body a break lowers insulin long enough for it to start pulling fat back out of storage. Second, change the order of your meals. When you break your fast, have protein and fats first, then carbs if you need them. and preferably in that first meal, not late at night. This blunts the insulin spike and keeps your energy steady. You'll notice fewer cravings, fewer hunger crashes, and over weeks, your belt will start to feel a little looser. Fix number 2. Build your engine. Muscle is a glucose sink and a metabolic shield. It helps your body handle carbs better, and it makes insulin work more efficiently. Strength train 3 to 5 times per week. You don't need a complex bodybuilding split, just focus on compound lifts like squats, deadlifts, and push-ups. When your muscle grows, visceral fat has less room to boss your metabolism around. And don't forget to add in daily recovery walks. 10 to 20 minutes after meals is a golden habit for controlling hunger and improving metabolic health. Fix number 3. Remove the accelerants. Visceral fat balloons faster with ultra-processed, hyper-palatable foods, especially refined carbs and sugar. Make it easy to win. Keep that stuff out of your house. Build your meals around real whole foods like eggs, fish, meat, fibrous veggies, olive oil, avocado, and nuts. Electrolytes are also a game changer. A pinch of sea salt in your water during a fast can take care of headaches and low energy as you adapt. Now, this isn't a punishment, it's permission. Permission for your organs to breathe, for your metabolism to respond, and for your brain to think clearly. We live in a world that constantly shouts at our biology. Quiet the noise and your body will show you how fast it can heal. If you apply these fixes, here's what you can expect. Weeks 1 and 2, hunger waves calm down, energy steadies, which results in less snacking. Weeks 3 and 4, your belt moves a notch, morning cravings fade, and your head feels clearer. And weeks 5 and 6, lab results often improve, sleep and mood stabilize, and your workouts feel stronger. Remember, visceral fat didn't appear overnight and it won't vanish overnight. But as insulin quiets and inflammation cools, those balloon-like cells will start to deflate. Let's address a few common questions you might have. Do I have to go zero carb? No, just keep carbs reasonable and in your first meal of the day. Can I do cardio? Absolutely, just prioritize strength training first. Cardio is great for heart health, but muscle is what really moves the metabolic needle. Can I have coffee? Black coffee is fine during your fast. Some people add a little MCT oil or creatine for an energy boost. Just pay attention to how your body responds. Visceral fat is dangerous because of how it stores, how it signals, and where it sits. It's not just how much fat you have, it's where and how it's stored that determines your metabolic risk. What's your biggest fasting struggle? Comment below and I'll reply with a strategy to help you push through it. To get started with fasting, check out my other video for a full breakdown. It's the perfect launchpad to start deflating that visceral fat safely. And if this no BS approach clicks with you, subscribe to AutoFit for more strategies that actually move the needle.